Hi, we're Rebecca and Euan, and this week we've loaded up the car and headed north to spend a few days road tripping around Scotland. Join us as we take in the unique sights, ride a world-famous train, and try some local delicacies. Hello everyone and welcome to the first official day of our Scotland road trip. So we are starting just about an hour north of York. We've just stayed in this amazing boutique hotel for Euan's birthday. But now we are hitting the road and we are going to cross that border. So we have about a 2-hour drive to get to our first stop, which is going to be Gretna Green. So we're going to hit the road and we'll see you guys when we get there. So we have made it to Gretna Green, and if you're wondering why Gretna Green is special in Scotland, it has quite an interesting history. So back in 1754, England introduced the Marriage Act, and that meant that you had to be over 21 to marry without the consent of parents. So obviously lots of young couples, young lovers, they didn't want to do that. So what they did is they eloped to Scotland with the hopes of getting married as quickly as possible without their parents catching up and stopping them. And of course, the first place over the border that they could do that was here at Gretna Green. So they came here and they had these quickie weddings, these old school proper elopements, and the place that they usually tended to get done was right here, right behind us at the blacksmith shop. So this is the famous blacksmith shop. There is a museum in there and they do usually let you go in, you have a look around, and there's an anvil in there which is where they used to have the marriage ceremonies, and legend says if you touch it it's really lucky for your love life. Unfortunately we can't go in there today, but if you're ever here in the future that is something that you can do. And then this is also where they hold their wedding ceremonies. We do actually have a bit of a wedding ceremony going on just over there, and then they come out here, they get their photos taken. Usually they get their photos taken with this, and then we have a couple of gift shops as well, so I guess we're going to head on in and check one of those out. Since we couldn't go in and touch their lucky anvil, I decided to get one of my own. Well, that was a really cute, sweet little place to stop off right after we crossed the Scottish border. The perfect little stopping place if you're doing a Scotland road trip. I have disappointed a good portion of my family though. We did not elope, we did not get married, we just went and took a few photos. And now we are heading off to Glasgow for the night. And we have made it to Glasgow. It took about 2 hours roughly of driving to get here. We did make one stop along the way just outside of Glasgow because we found a bridge that has Euan's surname on it. So we went there, checked that out. It was just nice to stop and stretch our legs and check that out. And then we drove to the city. We've checked into our very swanky Premier Inn. And now we are going to head into the city, do about an hour or so of just exploring by foot, and then we're off to dinner.
Well, we're in Glasgow and I made quite the discovery at the Glasgow City Chambers. It has its own Statue of Liberty. It's right up there and it means a symbol of truth, which is really quite nice. But you don't have to go to New York, you can come to Glasgow.
So we are here at one of the most iconic landmarks in Glasgow. This here is the equestrian statue of the Duke of Wellington. And you may have noticed there is a cone on top of his head. So this has become a local tradition here in Glasgow. Basically, a long time ago, the city council wanted to reduce the cost of using traffic cones, double the size of all the plinths in the city. Some people were not happy about that. A Keep the Cone campaign started, and within that campaign, someone decided to put a cone on top of this statue. The police took it down, someone put a new one up, the police took that down, someone put a new one up, and it goes on, and it's just become a local sort of humorous tradition, and it has turned this into a very iconic landmark. So for dinner, we have come to this really cute little place called Bread Meets Bread. Every time that I looked at places to eat in Glasgow, this burger place came up and we thought, okay, we're gonna go for it. The menu looks amazing, so I have high hopes for this food. How amazingly good does this burger look? I went for the Iron Napa burger. got a side of poutine. Euan customised a classic burger and has removed all his vegetables. Healthy boy. After devouring our burgers, we took the scenic route back to the hotel, taking in the lovely river views and admiring the local street art along the way. Okay, so that is it for our little exploration of Glasgow. I know that there are plenty of things that you can do if you spend a full day here. I know that there's museums and galleries and there's things outside of the city you can go to, and you can head up and go to the cathedral, but we only had a short sweet little evening here and we just basically booked this so we had somewhere to rest our heads tonight. So this has been a pretty good evening for what we needed it to be, and tomorrow we really start heading into Scotland, kicking it off, driving through all the valleys and everything that lead to Glencoe. So we are very, very excited for that, but it means that we need to get our sleep for that because we are pretty exhausted from a day full of driving. So we're going to wrap this vlog up now and go get that rest that we need and see you guys again tomorrow. So thank you all very much for joining us in today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more, and hopefully we will see you in the next one. Goodbye.